Long time no see, Ducks fans. It has been a while since I've made a video, partially because the Ducks only had one home game from the stretch of December 11th until now, which is January 3rd, but also because we missed that home game on December 27th, so it was our first missed game of the season, and that was because we were out of town in Ohio visiting family for the holidays, so we missed that one game, first game of the season that we've missed, which is unfortunate, but we're back here now for today's game against the Winnipeg Jets. So it is our first game against them since we beat them in the first round of the playoffs last season, and you know they're going to be wanting to get some revenge for that series in which we swept them. So, and that was like a really physical series, really close series, considering that they won, that they didn't win a game. But games 1 through 3, if I remember right, were all decided by one goal. So I know game 3 was in overtime, but then we ended up closing out the series really strong. But still, you know they're going to be looking for revenge from that game, and it should be another physical game, very similar to that series. The whole series was last season. So hopefully we can, keep them from getting a lot of goals. I guess just from I guess what I'm really trying to say is if we're going to win the game, it's going to be because it's a low-scoring game. Because we did. This episode is going to kind of be for the last 2 games, so it's like 2 episodes in one, because I do want to talk a little bit about the Philadelphia game. We beat the Flyers 4-2, so that was good to see 4 goals, because we're a team, like, we haven't even scored 2 goals per game this season, and it's so sad to look at our goalie stats, because you look at Freddie's stats and they're not incredible, but they're also not bad, and you look at Gibson's stats and they're pretty awesome. He has over 93% save percentage, and yet he's barely over 500. He's 7-4-2. So it's so sad to see our goalies playing well and we can't get wins, because it's John Gibson and Freddie combined to only allow 1 goal in our last 3 road games, and yet we couldn't even win all those games. Yes, we won 2 of them, but we couldn't even win, in Vancouver, allowing only 1 goal. So, which, by the way, though, the wins in Calgary and Edmonton were awesome, because we've only, that was the first time in franchise history that we've won back-to-back games 1-0, and they were on the road, no less. So that's pretty awesome. So it's been a good stretch for us since that December 27th game against Philly, because we're 3-0-1, so we've collected 7 of our last 8 points possible, and 3 of those games were road games and against divisional opponents. So we've been playing well. It's because we've been playing well defensively. So what I'm really trying to say is, if the Jets win the battle of physicality tonight, they're probably going to win the game, because if they score 3 goals, it's probably game over. We've got to just, I guess, be more physical than them, and also not let their physical play lead to chances for their offense. I think the Ducks are going to win, because I always do. And like I said, we can't allow more than 3 goals, or allow more than 2 goals, because I don't think we'll win, even though we scored 4 against Philly. So I'm just saying, we're not a team that can score consistently right now, and until we find that consistency, we have to limit the other team. So I'm going to pick the Ducks to win, but I'm going to say that it's 2-1 final. So that is my prediction. I'm wearing Sammy Vatanen tonight, the Vat Man. That is what is up. We will see you all after the game. All right, what a win by our Anaheim Ducks. It was a 4-1 victory over the Winnipeg Jets, our 9th consecutive victory against the Jets, and an awesome way to begin our 8-game homestand here at Honda Center. Like I said, we had 4 goals, which, that alone is awesome to see, just because, we have not been scoring a lot lately, or all season, as I said in the first half of this video, and, to get 4 again tonight in our last 2 home games, now we have 8 combined goals in those last 2 home games. So maybe we found our scoring touch at home. Obviously the 3 games on the road in between, we only scored 3 goals, in those 3 games. So, it's awesome though, because if we can score goals, we showed tonight why we were such an awesome team last season, and that's because of goal scoring. So if we can find that touch to go along with this defensive effort we've been putting forth most of the season, we're going to rise up the standings pretty quick. And tonight was, like I said, it looked like last season's Ducks. So 4 goals, all around scoring. Even John Gibson had an assist. We saw in the first period a goal from Ricard Raquel and then Kevin Bieksa on the power play, which it was his first goal as a Duck. And then in the second period, we got a goal from Corey Perry, which it was awesome because, as my wife said, it was a very Corey Perry 15 seconds because just like 15 seconds earlier, he was doing typical Corey Perry shenanigans, which he was messing with somebody on the Jets. I didn't take note of who it was, but he like knocked a stick out of his hands. And then, like I said, 10 or 15 seconds later, he ended up on the other end scoring. And so that was pretty awesome. And that made it 3-0. And then Winnipeg actually scored. But then in the second, we scored again. In the second, and it was another power play goal, this time from Ryan Kessler, to make it 4-1. And on the power play tonight, just a note, we scored on both opportunities, so we were 2 for 2, and we held the Jets scoreless on their 4 power play opportunities, so pretty awesome there. And then that 4-1 score ended up holding up in the third period. You can expect the Jets to come out hungry, and we held them to only 5 shots, and we looked so awesome in the third period. Like we were not playing like we were up by 3. We were playing like it was a tie game, and that was like so cool just to see the team playing so hard with such a big lead. It was really awesome. So we easily could have sat back on it and let the Jets, even if the Jets don't score again, just let them have more opportunities. But to only give them 5 shots rather, and like in the third period, and just play as hungry as we did was really cool to see. So we got the win, 4-1, and I also want to apologize for the first half of this video because I re-listened to it, or I listened to it, and it was just really funny because I just sounded so frantic, and it's because we were running a little late. And we ended up making it, but I was still like, at the time I was like trying to focus on what I was saying in the video and like weave through traffic. So, I apologize for kind of sounding a little frantic there. I thought it was funny, but yeah, so 4-1 win. We pick up our 2 points tonight. We are officially in a playoff position, third in the Pacific, which we have not been in this position all season in a playoff spot. I mean, and it's great to, even though like things constantly change as different teams have opportunities to get points, if we can just keep winning, we've gotten ourselves in a position now as we've gotten 9 of our last 10 points possible, and going 4-0-1 in our last 5 games, and we also have a 6-game point streak, so that has really helped us get into this position. And if we can just keep winning, hold on to it, it'd be really awesome, because the way that this season started, if we could still somehow make the playoffs, it would be so cool. I frequently think about our 1-7-2 start after those first 10 games of the season, and we've still had some bad times since then, but it's seeming like we're picking up, and a lot of it is because of our defensive play. I wanted to mention Shea Theodore. He made his Ducks home debut tonight and almost scored. It's cool, obviously seeing him play, but it's disappointing for, why he's playing, because obviously Cam Fowler, I haven't addressed this yet, but he has a sprained knee, so it was originally projected that he would miss 4 to 6 weeks, but that was like a week ago, so we're probably going to be without him for like another month. So still though, even then, we're playing great defensively, despite being stretched thin on defense. So yeah, just great win by the Ducks. We play again in 3 days against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Game 2 of this 8-game homestand. So that's the next time I'll make a video, and I will see you all later.